I was sitting in a quietly behind the scenes, as I always do, listening to Raza talk to somebody, and they had brought another potential teammate on the call, and they were all talking, getting to know each other. And she repeated the history of insurance, and the lady was also repeating it. Oh my God, I learned how long this industry has been around. And that to me made me really proud that okay, now we see this wealth starting to, go out and branch out. Someone else that learned about the history of insurance went and told another potential, and that potential got really confident. Then she said, oh my God, I never knew that the insurance industry was here before the stock market by 33 years. That is crazy to me. And that to me tells me that we have to attend, we have to learn, and we have to share. And we have to share with our teams. Our teams should be attending. And I know a lot of leaders are on here. There is no surprise how your teams are exploding. I can see why. For example, Craig. There's it's not a surprise. He is on there because he knows his potential team will be on here as well. And he wants to be, relevant. He wants his team to know that he's also part of the business. And that's very important. We should all be doing that, and we should be pushing our teammates to be on the trainings, because one day you're going to be training as well. You need to be training. We're asking for it. I'm going to go ahead and present this slide. And I thought about it, how to title this, just teaching them how to fish. But first, I'm going to inspire you a little. I posted this all started because I posted something today on Facebook. I saw someone share something and I really liked it, because it's relevant to what we do. We're all entrepreneurs, and we are in a network marketing structure. And it's okay to say that, okay? And I'm going to tell you why it's okay to say that. A lot of people are scared to say that out loud. We are in a multi-level marketing system. Just 1 month before Mary Kay launched her dream company, her husband died of a heart attack. Just a month before. And it was 1963, and Mary Kay was 45 years old. Everyone around her told her to cancel this launch. Even her own lawyer and the banker said, your plan's going to fail. Mary Kay spent 25 years in sales, only to watch men she trained get promoted over her. Frustrated, she quit her job and decided to start on her own business to empower women. She had written a business plan in her kitchen table and invested her life savings of $5,000. So some of us get scared to invest 19 bucks, 30 bucks a month, but this woman took all of her life savings after her husband passed away and started this business despite what everyone was telling her and saying, no, it's not to be done. You can't do it. So she pushed ahead and opened a small cosmetic shop in Dallas, where I'm from. And in her first year, she sold almost $200,000 worth of product, far more than anyone ever expected. And within a few years, sales were in the millions, and her network of beauty consultants spread nationwide. And the woman that was underestimated to build this business built $1 billion business. And she always liked to say, aerodynamically, the bumblebee shouldn't be able to fly, but it doesn't know that. So it goes on flying anyway. Okay. So aerodynamically, you didn't know that you were going to prosper and float up to the top. But if you tell your brain nothing is different, that you are meant to be executive partners, executive director, senior manager, whatever your goal is, or be someone that is in your community that's known to be a very, very excellent financial professional that has moved people to the next income bracket, then you should be known as that. But you have to think like it, you have to be like it, you have to talk like it, you have to be branded that way. Are we doing that? I don't know. We have to make sure that we look and feel the part, right? And I'm going to give you what her strategy was. We're all sitting here, well, we know what she's done, but we don't know how she's done it. Yes, we do. I'm going to give you her strategies, because this could be your business structure. She was all about empowerment and autonomy. That was the whole goal of Mary Kay on growing so fast and so big so quickly. She created a business model that allowed women to be their own bosses, offering a path to financial freedom and work-life balance, especially appealing to when traditional corporate opportunities were limited. As we know, the economy is fluctuating, it's changing. Opportunities are becoming smaller and smaller, automations are happening. So we have an opportunity right now that if you know women, They can be their own bosses. They sometimes women want to have a good work life balance. Men do too. But I'm saying this is a very easy method to talk to women about this because they want to be there for their families and their kids. They're always torn, and then they have to go back to work. Then they come home and they're cooking and they're spending all this time. It She could be running her own business and doing this when she's available. Same thing with a man. What if a man says, you know what, I want to watch my children grow instead of being at work 40, 50 hours a week and not developing a relationship, and then when I'm 50 years old I'm going to regret that I never got to connect with my children the way I should have been connected. There's a reason why wealthy people are very happy as a family, not just because they have money. It's because they had time. They had time to spend with their families and create these strong bonds. And when they've created these strong bonds, their generations have been equipped with things that have not been equipped with because we've seen our families working 50, 60 hours, two jobs. It's a broken system that's never changing. And you should be changing that, and you should be helping other people change that, because that is how our communities are going to eventually prosper. When we break that curse and break that cycle of not being, in someone's handcuffs of a corporate job, and being our own boss and being in control of time. Relationship focused selling, the business emphasized empathy, personal connection, making people feel heard, transforming soft skills into competitive advantage. A lot of people don't have skills out there. Become their friend, become their confidant, share knowledge. This is what we're doing here. We're exchanging knowledge. It's a beautiful relationship. I am not harming you. I'm not trying to pull one over your eyes. I'm not trying to take your money. I am trying to help put money in your pocket, and you have to feel confident, just like I feel very confident about that. You have to feel that same confidence. You're putting money in people's pockets, and you are going to help them by being their friend, being their brother, their sister, whatever you need to be. Direct sales and network effect. Consultants bought their product wholesale, marked the items up, and sold it directly to their personal networks. And they were incentivized to recruit others to build their own sales teams. There's nothing wrong with that. They're incentivized because they help other people build their own businesses. Why is it so wrong to be incentivized for speaking up and introducing a business model that's already been tried and it's tested and it works to another person? There's nothing wrong with it. Now, intense recognition and rewards. We all know the famous pink Cadillac program. That's what people strive to get. They wanted that pink Cadillac because what does it mean? It meant success. We have that here. You can get a ring. You can go on vacations. We as a team have a lot of awards. You don't have to create your awards because you have partners in the business, which is myself, which is Raza, which is some of the executive directors that are already throwing money into this business. What we're receiving, we are putting back in because we believe in this. We believe it can grow bigger and bigger if we invest properly. We want you to go get the watches, the vacations, the jacket, everything. We want that. Even if we don't have a lot of money coming in, we will throw it into this because we believe in ourselves and our business so much that it's worth it. And you should too, but you have partnerships to leverage. You don't have to do all of that. You're in the business for yourself, but not by yourself. That's what you have to teach people. If they feel lonely in this business, we're not doing our job. That's why you constantly see emails from us, text messages from us, messenger messages from us. Hey, we're having a meeting, join. You cannot feel isolated as a business professional. Something is wrong. You should never feel isolated. You should be networking, meeting people. You should be having team trainings via virtual or in person. If you really want to be successful, join all meetings. And home party model, they really leverage that. A lot of MLM companies were very prosperous because they invited 15, 20 people in the room, said, here, we're going to serve, I don't know, brownies, and we're going to have cookies, and we're going to have tea, and we're going to have a fun time, and we're going to talk about business. Get 10 people, take them to a coffee shop, buy them all coffees for $3, $4, and talk about your business. You just bought them a coffee. They're going to listen. It's okay. That's how you build from brick by brick by brick. You're not going to be super crazy built out in just 1 second. It takes effort, time, and cultivating relationships, right? Madam C.J. Walker, she's a big deal. She was one of the earliest pioneers of direct selling method. In 1905, she developed her own hair care. She saw a problem in the market, developed her own hair care product line, and then went out there and started distributing this on her own by becoming a door-to-door salesperson. She's a woman. She didn't, that was not like normal back in the day, but she did it. For 18 months, she just demonstrated the product's effectiveness and created a brand. Okay. And then she said, you know what? I can duplicate the success by having more women. So she went out, created a team, leveraged her business, and she gave Black women an opportunity to leave unpromising careers as poorly paid washerwomen and maids to become walker agents and earn commissions selling various hair care preparations directly to customers. So she capitalized on the power of direct selling, person to person selling, right? That is what this business model is. And I want you to remember that this is a person to person business still. And she made that famous saying, walker agents. They were known, it was a brand, they were dressed in black and white and very professionally. And she was also speaking to the end of times. And how did she do it? I'll tell you. She created an opportunity for empowerment. Opportunity and empowerment. That's what we do. We empower people with financial knowledge. We empower them with a business. We empower them to help their families, and we empower them to help other families. That's what we do. She specifically targeted Black women. Like we said, there's riches and niches. That's what her niche was, offering them paths to financial freedom, business ownership, and that stark contrast to limited options like domestic work. There was only one thing that could be done at that time, right? But she changed it. She said, no, you're going to be your own business professional. Here is a product. Now go out there and sell. Intensive training. Her walker system included sales, grooming, budgeting, business building, turning agents into entrepreneurs. What if you found an 18-year-old and they want to break the cycle and they want to be a business owner? You have a system to leverage. You have partners here. Go build with them. What if you created a success story? You know how many blessings will be in your life if somebody under you, what if you're not successful at all? I would still consider you successful if you found 10 people, two of them became a success story on their own. I would consider you successful. Because if you had not brought them here, they would not be what they are today. That is a big deal. And you think you're not going to be rewarded for that in the long run? Yes, you are. You are going to be rewarded for that. And then community instructor, she organized agents into local clubs. And so group up. If you are in a city and you know some agents are in the city, then group up. If not, create your group. Go find 10 people who are like-minded and start working together. I know someone who's doing this, Tiffany. She is working directly with people in her community. She is recruiting and building her agency with people who are like-minded, who are ready to run together, and they're doing it together, and it's successful, and you'll see the numbers pop in just a little bit. It's working. That works. If you don't have a community, build a community. And then she also had conventions. She recognized people for doing well. You should do that as well. Of course, we talked about that. And she created a brand by dressing similar. If you want to do that, you can. Okay. Leading by example, she herself went and still did door-to-door sales and recruiting, and she still kept doing, still stayed in the game because she needed to still be in the game in order to teach others. So once you start having some success, don't walk away and say, I don't need to do this anymore. Yes, you do. If you're getting paid from it, you got to do some effort. Then there's this guy, Dexter Yeager. He was one of the most successful distributors in Amway. We have all heard of Amway, I'm sure. Very, very, very famous company. And his approach was a little different. He was one of the most successful networking individuals of all times, is what he's known as. Okay. He built his empire by genuinely mentoring people to become better business owners and individuals. He kind of tugged at their heartstrings by being a true mentor. If you like helping people, if you like coaching people to success, lean in on that. I love that part. Lean in on that. His success stemmed from understanding that people need more than just products to sell. They needed personal development and business skills. They didn't teach us this in school. We all know this. Nobody taught us about personal development. Nobody taught us about developing business skills or financial literacy, right? So he started creating training systems. We built training systems ourselves as well. When you see a problem, build it, fix it, repair it, and teach others how to do the same. Goal setting, communication skills. His monthly rallies and training materials help thousands of distributors build legitimate businesses based on product sales and customer service. And what set him apart was his emphasis on retail sales. I know when we say, when you start up, talk to your families and friends, but he is notorious that you got to build more than that. You got to go find customers outside of your network. He had a famous saying said retail or die, which became a rally cry for his business to build a sustainable business. Instead of just your family and friends, you got to go outside, and then you are a true retail business. But if you don't do phase one, which is helping your families and friends, you can never move on to phase two. So some of us are stuck and we don't understand why. It's because we didn't talk to our families and friends enough yet. And then we didn't go expand from there. Even if you got all rejection, you still have to go through that phase, that practice phase. Because if you can't talk to your families and friends, how can you talk to outsiders? Now let's understand. So I hope you're inspired by these stories. How many of you knew about these stories and you're inspired by them? Please share.
Yes, I know the stories.
You
Grew
knew
up,
about the stories?
oh yeah, I grew up hearing the stories. Madam C.J. Walker still has an impact in the beauty industry today. Mary Kay started uh, selling prior to with Mr. S.B. Fuller out of Chicago. I mean, this is great. Amway, my dad used to sell Amway. We would listen to those tapes, those audios in the car. We kind of
The
grew
famous
up
tape.
listening to the self. I was trying to put that in the chat, and then you said it about the personal development. So Dennis Waitley, Wayne Dyer, Brian Tracy, and so I'll be in the car with my dad listening to those. He'd be like, "So what did you think of that story?" So not realizing what was happening,
Yeah.
getting that at 8 and 9 years old. This is all bringing all that back. But yeah, incredible with personal development along the way with all of these speakers. You're really about empowerment. Thank you so much for sharing this great information today.
No, I appreciate it. And we all see sometimes MLMs are given such a bad name, but MLM basically on the other side of it is personal development. You will never get such great training than what MLMs offer in personal development. Never. You will see people who talk differently, who act differently, who move differently that you would never have exposure to. But because we are an MLM, we have amazing exposure. I growing up, I never met millionaires. I never did. We were a middle class family. My mom worked at Walmart. My dad was a mechanic. I did not get exposure to millionaires. But when I kind of became exposed to the MLM industry, that was my first exposure to people who are wealthy, like really wealthy, which is mostly in insurance. That's life changing for people. What if you brought someone like me who never had exposure to that? Now I get to sit and eat and hang out with millionaires, and I'm not nervous. I'm not fazed by it anymore. It's all part of growth, and I'm not jealous of it. I love it because I'm hoping to learn something that they say differently, that they act differently, that they do differently, that's going to help positively impact my income. I'm very happy with the income I have. I'm very blessed. We're able to eat, we're able to have a car, we're able to have a roof over our head, and I'm very grateful for that. But I would love to be able to have more so I can provide for people. That is my goal, and I'm sure that's a lot of your goals. More money doesn't always mean more problems. More money also means you can help more people. Now, if you want to share, please go ahead, share. If somebody wants to say something. I know, Craig, I would love to hear from you. I know you have been in some industries, right? Network marketing industry. I don't know if you can talk or not, but I would love to hear your experience and why it's so important to be in these industries.
Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Outstanding, great. Great job enjoying the training. But yes, the network marketing industry is a huge um, opportunity and way to develop yourself and to become a part of a family that you can actually grow and build and learn together. I've had some great success in this industry in the past years and have met some tremendous friends that I've grown together with. Some of them are on my team here, with Xperia, and truly, truly blessed and excited, to be a part of it. The insurance industry is a phenomenal industry, to attain, your dreams and goals. And as Imrana mentioned, you can become a millionaire. And my day job, that's all I do is go out to lunch and dinner with these leaders, FMOs, leaders in the insurance industry. And I tell you, the wealth that's being attained in this industry is mind boggling. So we're in the right place to do some phenomenal things and to help people inside the industry and outside the industry with what we're doing by offering the products and services that we offer. And, I'm truly excited to be a part of this Xperia family with Razin and Rana. Back to you.
Appreciate that. So as you can see, this is someone that works with people who are making a lot of income, and this industry does expose you to a lot. So if you want to learn from people like that, go to the conferences, go to the conventions. Millionaires will be sitting right next to you. And if you don't take that time and energy and effort to go out there, then don't be surprised that you're not moving where you need to be, right? So let's talk about commission structures. It's very important that you understand how is money to be made in this business. I want you to go up to people and have a lot of confidence, whether they're licensed or whether they're unlicensed. And from here on out, you're going to sound very confident because I'm going to give you some details that even they might not know of. Okay. There are multiple ways of making commission in this business. There is a direct sales commission where an agent earns a share of the premiums from the clients they sign up directly. Okay. And this rewards the agents for their personal sales efforts. So if you're just selling products on your own right now, you are only getting direct sales commission. Okay. And residual commission, I'll get to that. But as of right now, direct sales commission immediately. Then there's override commission. We talk about this in our initial presentation when you come in. Agents make money from the sales made by agents they've brought into the company. This encourages agents to recruit and mentor others. Why do we have that override commission structure? But people down it so much, but it's to incentivize people to give good training. Why would people spend hours on day prepping, talking, showing up in meetings if they were not going to be incentivized for it? That's what you get for helping others. I am getting paid, yes, in overrides, but because I'm earning it. I'm going to help you wherever you need help. When you get stuck, we're going to show up because that's what we get paid to do. Then there's residual compensation or commission. Agents get ongoing payments as long as they keep their clients on the book by paying their premiums. This provides a steady income stream for maintaining client relationships. This might be 1-2% normal in the industry. As long as that client sticks on the books, you're going to get residuals. Everyone offers that, and so do we. And it's very important that you understand it so you don't look like a deer in headlights when you don't know how people make money here. Now, let's talk about phase 2 of commissions. There is a flat rate, which is a set percentage of each sale, which is simple but might not motivate agents to excel. It offers consistency but lacks a drive for higher sale. This is your regular flat rate commission, okay? Then there's a tiered commission structure. We do have tiered, whether you're a builder or whether you're just a producer only. You will have a tiered commission where you can increase your income and a tiered performance, right? Higher commissions are offered for greater sales. If you sit in our presentation, opportunity presentation, you know this, that if you are making remarkable sales on a monthly basis, you can get bonuses. What does this do? This motivates agents to increase their sales volumes. This structure rewards top performers more substantially. You don't want someone that's doing nothing to be just getting the same thing as someone who's performing at a high level. If you are building a team and one of your agents is like putting in 30,000, you would hope that they're hitting their bonus levels. It makes them drive and push more. Different things drive different people. More money drives a lot of us. Okay. Hybrid commission structure. This is mostly what we are. We are both flat and tiered. We have both benefits. It's a balance of incentive for both their individual sales and team performances, and it helps motivate personal effort while also fostering team growth. So it's very important to understand what commission structure you are in because it's very beneficial to your agent. Okay. Now, monthly fee. Sometimes people buck because they're like, oh, I have to pay a monthly fee. Let me make you understand why a monthly fee is okay in this, why it's okay, why it benefits us. Number one, you get agent management. It monitors and oversees the performance of your agents at various levels, tracking their sales, recruits, and earnings. So I can sit here and I can monitor someone that's 8 levels away from me, 7 levels away from me. Where are they stuck? I might call them and say, "Hey, how can I help you? I see that you're building an agency, but your production is not matching up, and I want you to hit that promotion level." Some of you have gotten that call from us because we are managing and monitoring where you're at. If you're close to a promotion, you're gonna get a call from us, and we're gonna say, "Hey, you have this built out. Your production, go sell some policies." Because you're gonna get a promotion. You're so close. You will always hear from us. And sometimes if we're not monitoring it, we don't. So it's hard to know sometimes, right? But that's our job. But we also have commission tracking. It automates the community. Can you imagine if you had to manage your commission tracking? Can you imagine? That would be awful. But everything is managed. The distribution of commissions, the accommodating of different commission structures, the commissionable income from various partners that are compiled into the system and paid out accordingly. Everything is hands free. I didn't need to hire a department to manage my finances. Sales reporting. This generates detailed reports on your activities and different companies and analyzes performance, analyzes strategies. So if we know that we are doing great production, but our recruiting is failing a little bit, then we need to monitor that. Hey, how can we positively impact some of the recruiting numbers? We do that all the time also. We are very vigilant on our numbers. If we notice a drop in building, that's not sustainability, right? So we need to know we need to offer more training. That's how you know what training is needed. Sales reporting, recruitment tools, so simplifies process of recruiting. So you just send your link out and you can recruit people easily, right? How easy is that? Training and support, compliance monitoring. Can you imagine if you had to hire a very expensive compliance department so you don't get in trouble with the government? That's worth it. So why is $20 or $50 or $35 or $75 so expensive for you per month to have all of this being done for you? You are a real business. You need a structure, you need departments, and we cannot afford to do it on our own. We need these partnerships to make our business a success. So have confidence in that. And you are a broker. The traditional supply chain, historically and often still predominantly, the product manufacturers focus on mass production and they sell in bulk to intermediaries like us, who then handle the logistics, the marketing, the individual customer sales. This traditional model exists for several practical reasons. So you are a broker. People are like, "Oh, why can't I just go buy from Mutual of Omaha myself?" Well, you can, but you're not going to get the best products because we have thousands of products with over 50 carriers. We can help you better because we know what's out there. Economies of scale, manufacturers are optimized to design financial products that are customer centered. That's their main job. They're supposed to design powerful products for our clients. And they have to maintain that thriving insurance entity. Their whole job is to stay afloat, stay stable. Actually, they need to prosper. Back up the longevity of the products they sell. You know, these products have been around for 100 plus years and maintain compliance, feasibility. They're not focused on individual sales. That is not what their business goals are. Logistics and overhead, selling directly to millions of individuals is going to require extensive infrastructure. That's not what they're built for. That is what our structure is built for. That's what Experior is for us. And then channel partnerships. They don't want to, the business has been built out. They're not going to want to conflict with us because we are where their money comes from. Their bread and butter comes from people like us. They're not going to mess up IMO business because they need our business. Now, just a few more slides because I want you to be super confident. MLM versus pyramid. We hear this constantly. How do you counter this attack? Easy. The focus of MLM is product sales to end consumers are central. Recruitment downline provides additional income. So there's no product being exchanged. It's just recruiting and getting money from them. Oh, sorry, MLM, there's a product being there. In pyramid scheme, there's no products being exchanged. There's buy-in fees and not genuine retail sales. That's how you can tell the difference. If you're in a scheme, you're going to be paying to your upline, then you're going to recruit, and the recruit's going to be giving you money, and you're going to get a percentage of it. But what is the service or the product you're paying for? Nothing. Compensation. You earn commissions from your sales and percentage from your downline sales. That's MLM structure. Pyramid scheme. Incomes come from fees paid by new recruits. Product services. Legitimate products and services with real consumer demand. Then pyramid schemes, products that are often overpriced, low value, or just disguised to collect money. And then legalities. There's regulations. for MLMs. We're in the insurance industry. FINRA is watching us, right? You had to get a license. You had to make sure your background came out clean. You had to make sure that your credit is not super bad, because I'm sure companies will not be appointing you if your credit was super bad, right? So you have to be sure, they had to make sure you're legitimate to be able to represent them. Sustainability. Okay, there's also MLMs are sustainable. They've been around for many, many, many years. Pyramid schemes, they disappear into the night. We've seen this many times. They collapse. Now, here are some conversation starters. You want to build? Find 10 people today, find 10 people tomorrow, and find 10 people on Monday. You are going to create some impact in your business. You can say, I've started in this financial services business, and my biggest passion is helping families secure their financial future and gain peace of mind. I'd love to share more about the impact we're making and see if it's something you might be interested in contributing to as well. And if you want, I can copy and paste it in the group chat. So all of our teams start messaging people on Facebook, on LinkedIn. Okay, I found a great opportunity in the life insurance industry that offers a ton of flexibility and growth potential. It's been really rewarding, and I was thinking of you because I believe you'd be a great fit. Would you be open to hearing more about what I do? This is how you highlight the career potential. What if you have a shared connection or experience? You say, hey, since we've known each other for a while, I wanted to let you know I'm building my life insurance agency and we're expanding the team. I value your work ethic, and I thought you might be interested in exploring this field. Do you have some time next week for a quick chat? And then you can be really simple and direct. This often works for your close family and friends. Hey, I do this now with life insurance, and it's a great opportunity to help people and build a career. If you ever need any help with your own coverage or you're looking for a career change, I'd be happy to talk you through it. What if you sent this last message out to everyone in your families and friend circle, and maybe 10 people responded? Now you know who cares about you. Now you know who supports you. And you can change insurance for financial services. I did do that to one sentence here on the top. Okay? Because sometimes insurance people get a little bit nervous about. So you can change that to financial services. Do you want the scripting sent to you all on the group chat?
Yes.
Perfect. Thanks, Sandra. I will send it to Sandra.
Thank you. You're welcome.
So help your teammates by giving them the script if they're stuck. Okay? I see some chats coming through. Yes. Glad to share it. Glad we see everyone wanting the script. Makes your job easy too, right? And once you get interest, this is all you have to emphasize. Why? You can share your personal story of why you got in, right? Or who do you know that inspires you in your business? Talk about your partnerships, because these people are going to be working with your partners as well, right? The need for the product. Focus on how life events, new home, new baby, create the need for financial security. So this business, they're going to know this business is long-term with life changes. Training and support. You know, in our BTO, we talk about this, that you're going to be getting training and support. You're going to get the blueprint for success, and I'm going to hold your hand with you. Say that to people. Be accountable to others. Career growth. Discuss the opportunities for career growth, leadership roles, potential earnings within the business. Say, I know just in 2 years, 5 millionaires popped from this business, about to hit 2 million. I know tons of 100K ring earners, people that are in my particular team. You have a lot of six-figure ring earners on this team. Ultimately, be genuine, listen more than you talk, and focus on how the opportunity can benefit them. Ask them, hey, what is something you wish you had? What do you want to be in life? Where do you want to be at this point? And let them talk about their financial goals. Where did they see themselves? And then see how you, with your opportunity, can help their goals become true. Right? That's how, if you listen, you will hear problems. And when you have problems, that's our job. We come with solutions. Okay? Now, this is my last slide. Recession isn't the end. We all know times are rough, but you got to play on it. It's the catalyst. Having a side business in 2026 is crucial for survival due to fragile job security, rising costs, and automations. Let's not forget, a lot of people are losing their jobs. Federal employees have dropped like flies, unfortunately. I know it's a pain point for a lot of people on the team because I know they had federal jobs. But it's unfortunate, but it's a fact that we cannot ignore. It's no longer a stable industry to have a federal job like it used to be. Okay. Acting as a financial safety net and diversifying income beyond a single employer is what we offer. Stop having just one employer, you know, business or job. That's not safe anymore. You need to have a job and a business, or a business that you go fully into, and a second business once that's developed. Okay. That's how a real business person does it. Develop it. Here are some recession resistant business ideas. You can help people with this slide. There's education, okay, offering knowledge and skills development. There's food, supplying basic nutritional needs. Yeah, food, we gotta eat to live, right? You still need healthcare. People are injured, people are sick. They need you. If you're a doctor or nurse, yeah, you'll be stable. Repairs, we're still gonna need people to come fix our ACs, our heater. I know someone that I was talking to in my loan officer side. He had a business that he does HVACs for. He said that because of the tariffs, the cost of items have gone up, like equipment, like units, 52%. 52%, something that cost $3,000 last year is now $6,000. Something that cost $5,000 last year is now $10,000. And he said, do you know how many people are struggling right now? And they can't even afford me right now. And they need heat. They need AC. People will die if they don't have that service, but it's too expensive to buy. People are going without. And then he had government contracts that he lost because the government shut down. So he was trying to get equity from his house so he can pay bills. And I see this every day. Okay. Now, personal finance. This is what we do. It's a recession resistant business idea, managing and growing personal wealth. That's the business you are proudly in. So let's flip the narrative on recessions. They aren't just cutbacks and chaos, they're permission to pivot. And if you make people understand that, you will recruit like crazy. You want to be a big business builder, you want to be a senior manager and executive director. You cannot be a senior manager and executive director really without building your agency. And I don't want to see you fall behind. Take away the negativity from it, take away that sensitivity to it, and really own it and really feel it and be successful. And you're going to do very well here. I promise you. So thoughts, shares, questions, concerns? That was it for me.
Imrana, that was awesome. Thank you so much. And I can tell you, not that you need a cosigner or a high five, because you are Imrana Beg and you are all things,
Thank
but you're
you.
absolutely, no, you are, but you're absolutely right regarding recession-proof industries and the trades. Being an educator who has programs that are in the trades now, that's like the hot topic now coming back, because you're right. Life and death, air conditioning and heating, it's always life and death
Yeah.
in the summer and in the winter. And people will do whatever they have to do to get those services, because bad things can happen if they don't have them. So you're right. The trades are recession proof and have always been.
Yes.
It's a little tougher now. It's more expensive, but you're absolutely right.
And Dr. Wendy works with children and developing their careers. Literally, that's her job. And so she sees this on a daily basis. How is the economy, going to influence jobs and careers of these students that are about to go out in the real world? So this is what she does for a living, everyone. And she said the insurance business is great. Like always has said that.
Yes.
And I agree with her too. I am a prime example of a heat issue. I had a heat stroke back in 84 and then sun poisoning in 85. So I'm only allowed a minimum amount of time in the sun, and direct sun is the worst. So if I don't have air conditioning, then that's the first thing that I get when I get a new place, because I have to have it. Otherwise, I'm in the hospital.
Yeah, it's very dangerous. So and they need money to buy those things. And we have an avenue to give them that money. They just need to go help people, whether it's just selling a simple product like mortgage protection or final expense. Everyone needs final expense or term life. You don't have to go do IULs. We teach it to you because you'll make more money and be sustainable. But you can go help people who need a simple final expense family policy and still do great in this business. People are successful in that as well. We just give you more opportunities with annuities and things like that. So don't feel like you can't do those products. You can. Thank you for sharing that, Amy and Dr. Wendy. Anybody else have a share? I will share this slide. Yes, I will give you the Canva link, Alice.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
I'm sorry, I can't have my camera on because I have my little one here and he likes to budge. But I I wanted to know, how did you manage to get to your family? You see, I have a lot of relatives and I have tried to talk to them about, like, there is other ways to build generational wealth as we go, and simply, just trying to teach them a better way. And I don't know if it's just my family, but from what I've seen, it's a lot of within my community because I'm Mexican. Within a lot of majority of my community, they're just blindsided. And I feel like a lot of people just don't trust. And that's why most of the families just don't get anywhere because they're hard-headed, or they think it's a scam, or they don't believe to be true, or I don't know what the issue is, but I feel like it's just sad within our community simply for, because they don't want to listen. And it's not about just listening, it's actually wanting to get out from where they are.
Yeah.
And, I don't know. So
Well, I think that's a good question because that's an important one, right? Especially in certain communities, where we feel like they're not going to listen. Does anyone have some thoughts to share on that question? I would like to hear other people as well. We have good leadership here. How can Paula help her families and friends and have them listen, right? Because she's having that issue. What do you think she should do?
Paola, this is Wendy. I just put a note to you in the chat as well. As soon as you started speaking, I was shaking my head. Yes, it's very similar in my community as well. And people just think it's just not going to happen to them. It is absolutely not going to happen to them. So you are more than welcome, Paola, to use this example. This is literally legitimate and it just happened. Um, a couple of weeks ago, I was at a funeral, took my dad to Houston to a funeral, talking to a cousin, inquired about her son. 2 weeks later, her son got hit by a car. GoFundMe. It happens. It happens. And just, I think people think it's a scam and people think that you're wanting money for them, that it's about a commission. It's not about a commission for you, for us. It's really about making sure they're covered, because not having even a basic amount of life insurance is what can keep families in poverty or
Right.
can really cause a significant financial challenge to families. So maybe discuss it to your family that way. Ask them if they have, you know, $20,000 sitting in an account that they're just not using. The answer is no. You need life insurance because not being prepared really causes a problem. I see Zena has her hand up as well.
Yeah.
Right.
Zena, what did you want to share?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry. I may have misunderstood her question because I have a little one that's not doing so well and she's
Oh,
making a lot of noise. But what I heard was that her family was having difficulty either accepting insurance or accepting you going into insurance. And if that's the case, sometimes your own success will be the proof that they need as a receipt that it can be done. And also what Dr. Wendy mentioned is when those real life examples come in and they hit home, that also can be a wake up call. But you doing the things that you have to do in order to change the trajectory of your life and your immediate family's success, that will be the proof that shows what can be done even in a space where it's never been done.
yes. Yes. Good share. Thanks, Zena. That was
Well said, Cena. Perfect.
very nice.
Sure, thank you.
Amy?
Yes, I was just now had another thought. Sorry. And as far as the trust factor or whatever, yes, I had posted a I had made a post, and I said, how many of you would rather listen to an insurance ad on television or on radio rather than or to have information in the mail rather than hearing an advisor's point of view?
Mhm.
And you'd be amazed at how many people said yes, that they would. And I said, well, then, you must be an AI person.
Could be.
And so it was amazing and I'm still getting comments and stuff on that today, and then eventually I'll make a comment about, the personal touch, the empathy, the real concern about the customer, and, and because we work with so many carriers, there are more covered illnesses than ever before. So
Yeah,
it's not so hard to get coverage. It's very easy
absolutely.
and affordable.
Absolutely. It's not our granddaddy's insurance anymore. And then
Right.
Reza was trying to fight me to say something about this topic. He was like, I gotta say
I
something.
gotta, yeah. Let me get in here. What's up? So I wanna break the myth a little bit, or bust the myth. It's not about your community or her community or our community. Paula is from the Latin community, and maybe somebody's from the African American community. Guess what? We are from the Pakistani community. All of them are the exact same thing. It's not the communities, it's people.
People.
It has nothing to do with who they are, what they are, where they're from. It's lack of financial education.
Yeah.
Simply, okay? So when we are in our own community, we feel like it's our community is the only issue, right? It's not true. It's just everybody has a lack of information. So one of the things I was working with, let's say, one of my team members was, if somebody has an issue, let's say a lot of them, they don't have a trust factor. Oh, I don't trust the bank, so I don't trust the insurance company. I don't know where the money is going to be, right? If I'm doing an IUL, let's say. So very simple. Your job is to simply educate people. Your job is not to convince them or sell them. We're not salespeople. We're educators, right? What Wendy student in a classroom do with their career is the kid's problem. The only problem she has to solve is she is a teacher and she's going to educate them to the best of her knowledge. What the kid takes in the class and goes and does with their life, you don't control that. How many kids she wants to have them enroll in electricity program or a plumbing program, she can't force them. They're going to do what they will do. Our job is the same way.
Can you force your kids?
No, we can't force our kids either,
None
right?
of our kids listen.
So I'll give you one example on how to solve maybe a doubt question. So, I was working with one of the team members and we had this discussion. If somebody has an issue like, oh, I'm putting $500 a month in an IUL, and then suddenly they have 5,500 questions about the IUL, right? Well, oh, how is it going to work? Will I have the money access to it? Will I, blah, 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 blah. Well, you know what? My solution for that is, you know what? You put 500 in your bank, you make 0.5% interest growth every year. You get no life insurance, you get no living benefits. So you know what? I think it's better that you keep it in your bank account. It might be accessible right away, day one. But if you need that money today, that means you really need this life insurance because you are desperate about money today, right? So you really need it because if something goes wrong, where's the money going to come from? Right? So for the Hispanic community, I have some Latin leaders who do this also. They equate savings account to IUL and say, hey, you can put your $500 here, make 0.5% with no death benefit, no living benefit. You can put the same 500 here. It's just changing where your location you're saving it in. Here, they encourage you to not touch the money for 10 years minimum. It forces you to save, but you're getting 6.5% average. You're getting a death benefit 50x from what you're saving.
Or you can do infinite
right?
banking.
And you're getting living benefits like when you get sick and you get older. So you get these 5 other things that this comes with. by saving the same $500 in a bank or saving a $500 in an IUL. So you decide what you want to do.
But instead of, if you have that bucking of I need the access to the money, you can also do infinite banking.
Yeah,
Okay.
you have money is 90%
People
of the
can
money
access their money, yeah, 90%.
in 30 days, right? So if somebody
So-
wants liquidity, but those are the same people that can't do infinite banking, because liquidity means you putting lump sum 10,000 or 100,000.
Yeah.
So those are not the right bucket either. You can't put 500 and say, oh, I need to get $480 next month. Well, then you're not ready to save $500. That's
Yeah.
not a
Yeah.
product either, right? What we're trying to educate them is how to save money for retirement, and in case something goes wrong, it's not like a machine in Vegas where you put 500 and you're going to get $1,000 back. We're not playing the casino games, right? So educating is the main thing that you should worry about, Paula. Is like, hey, you're putting 500 in a bank, you can keep it there. Or if you put 500 here, these are the 10 things that can happen with that. But if you don't like these 10 things, just keep it in the bank.
But also a product that in the Latino community that's very favored is a $1 million baby.
Mm-hmm.
Because we love our children. We want to set them up for success in our smaller communities.
So use
this is what
George's
we
example,
like.
right? It's not about community. He's from
Yeah.
Kenya. He said, oh, my
He's-
community.
Yeah.
Yeah, same thing.
Even our sales in our community have been children's $1 million baby plans.
Yeah.
Children's IULs, basically, right? For some reason, the parent doesn't care about themselves because it's been ingrained into our psychology because of cultural the ways our cultures have been set.
And our kids are gonna take care of us,
Yeah.
right? So you turned it around on George, and then he did his own marketing for kids.
Yeah.
Like, okay, talk to your Kenyan community, like, oh, so your kids are gonna take care of you, so I don't have to save money for myself. Oh, okay,
Yeah.
great. How about we make your kid a millionaire so he can take care of you? Okay. So get $1 million baby
Yeah.
for your kids.
So emotionally, minorities are very hyper focused and hyper fixated on developing their children's finances.
Yeah.
So if that's a better way,
Go from there.
Chris Nolasco, he's also he is El Salvadorian.
Yeah,
He sells $1 million babies
all day long.
That's all he does. So definitely start with that, maybe Paola, because that might be your sweet spot.
Paula, who's your recruiter? Who brought you in?
Brandon.
Oh, okay,
Okay.
awesome.
All right. So we'll
Brandon,
connect with
the
you.
man, the myth, the legend.
Carl,
Yes.
you had some input.
Yeah, just real quick, I would say that one thing that this industry makes you aware of when you talk about the validity of life insurance and why people are questioning whether, oh, is that a scam or is it real or does it have value, is because if you look at it holistically, the masses of people, we are inundated with media and things that we're mandated to do before we build up a belief. Prime example is property and casualty insurance, auto insurance, your mortgage insurance. Mortgage lender says you can go to the title company on your house, fill out the paperwork. The mortgage insurance is already in there. They feel like they have to have it. Now they look and wake up and look at the value of it, and then come down to see that auto insurance is valuable. Property insurance on a mortgage is valuable. Life insurance, we just have to educate more, only because the mandate's not there. And so it's up to them to see the value and move forward.
Man, we need to push the mandate to become like you have to have it.
Of course, right? Then it changes the game totally, you
Yeah.
know. Mm-hmm.
So Tiffany asked a good question. She said the parent doesn't have to buy a policy if they buy a MDB. So this is the beauty in this. So once they buy $1 million baby and there's a life insurance element to it, they do have to have some sort of coverage.
Mhm.
That's how you get them.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. The parent has to have double the coverage as the kid to qualify.
Yep.
So they can get a simple term life insurance, and that's fine.
So it's by nature, selling to a child helps you sell to an adult.
Yeah.
So just go towards their heartstrings, which most of us are our children. Some of us are a selfish go after is retirement planning. You can look at the person and kind of see what they talk about. If they're talking about kids a lot, you can go after the $1 million baby. If they're talking about their business, their life, where their goals are when you're having conversations, you match the policy in the back of your mind. You should have a little idea of what each policy does, and you match it, right? Like like Ruth is on the call, if I was talking to some of the people that she worked with at the university, I know that they're stocking up in a 401k, possibly. They're going to be retiring at one point. I will talk about annuities with them, right? The open market. Dr. Wendy works with educators. So I would be talking about moving their 403b at one time. It's going to happen. It's
Finding a
inevitable,
gap in the
right?
world.
If I'm a woman that has stayed at home, I've been a stay-at-home mom for a while, but now I got into this business, which is, you're going to see a lot of that, right? I would go and say to them, okay, we're all in mom groups, we're involved in school. Let's go after the $1 million baby, because that's very natural for us. All of our friends and connections have children. So see who your environment is, what's going to be the powerful sell, and just really dive into it. Like I said, I copied off other people, but there's riches and niches, right? So you can niche down and really perform well into that niche.
Today,
I got a statement to make. This is Jenny.
Hey, Jen.
So I don't know if y'all know, but Tiffany definitely knows that $1 million baby is my niche, because I was really upset when I learned about it and didn't know about it, to be able to set my child up and my grandkids up. I still got time with my grandkids, but
yeah,
there's a phrase that I heard in one of my little self-development groups that I think I will probably use, but just picture this: a single mother raises 4 kids all by herself, from 18 to 25 before they're actually on their feet, whatever. But 4 kids cannot retire one woman. So that's like really powerful. And it's like,
wow,
wow. And these people
That
can
is
set their kids up and say, hey, I'm going to get a piece of this $1 million. I'm helping you be successful, but you're going to retire me. So I just wanted to throw that out. Maybe that's something
that's
Yeah,
Paula can
and
use.
strong.
having children does not guarantee. My parents are from this community. We were 5 kids. One passed away, and there were 3 brothers. None of those brothers take care of my parents. Only myself and my husband take care of my parents. So a
Wow.
lot of people in our community believe that, and I'm telling you the God honest truth, it doesn't happen. And my parents are living
Hmm.
proof of that. That my dad, with his little measly $500 social security check, cannot live on his own, right? And
Hmm.
we have to. I've That's why I'm passionate about this business, because we have to solve this problem. It's a problem
Right.
in our communities. Minorities, we're all, this. We have seen this
Hmm.
left and right. Our culture says to take care of our parents, but that culture is changing. They no longer are taking care of parents.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Can't have that
That's
dependent.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, everyone.